Hi, my name is Kaden Smith, and this is my process documentation for DVB102, Image Design and Production. For this project, I decided to recreate a book cover and supporting poster for the novel Waist Tide by Chen Qifan. During my initial ideating stage of this project, I began formulating a mind map so that I may greater understand the interjecting themes within the novel, and furthermore better understand how I might appropriately represent these themes using image design theory. I started with the key themes of the novel present on the surface, it being a dystopian science fiction with a focus on the consequences of environmentalism. From there, I developed upon other aspects of the novel which interested me, such as the setting, which helped inspire creative choices like color. From here, I began drafting some initial concepts for the book, incorporating ideas from the mind map. I specifically began experimenting with the idea that it would be an interesting contrast to balance Chinese traditionalism with dystopian waste out of respect for the setting. My favorite concept I decided to develop furthermore involved using shading techniques to highlight the sheer size of the novel's recycling plant to a traditional backdrop. I also put together a small mood board to support my ideas. From there, I was able to also set up my color palette that I wanted to use for the book cover. Using the mood board, I took to Adobe Illustrator to begin fabricating my book cover. In line with my color palette, I began fabricating the background, the inspiration of which I took from traditional Chinese artwork depicting the setting sun. I really enjoyed the use of color gradients. I used shades of orange and yellow to depict it as accurately as possible while also making it somewhat beautiful. And I also thought it would be an interesting contrast to the plan I had for the rest of the image, where I would depict the recycling plant itself. For the recycling plant, I used simple line work to depict mountains of waste. I thought darker shades of blue would be appropriate, as it appears of mountains of cold steel, as well as being complementary colors for the background regarding color theory. This process is repeated to create the illusion of depth with the image, without the need for obsessive detail or keeping the image somewhat abstract. From here, I also designed a title and an author name, going with a certain font and typography, as though I thought it didn't clash too hard with the background, while still maintaining a sense of traditionalism, which I was going for. After this was complete, I added the blurb and placeholders on the spine to better describe the dimensions of the novel, and that was essentially where I finished my book cover. From there, I thought the blurb would apply directly to the back of the novel. For the poster, I followed a similar design principle, but decided I wanted to change the use of color and choose to depict the setting of the night, which also adding symbols to draw attention to the image. Also the introduction of Chinese characters, which I touched on in my mind map.